Hey guys, this is Brendan with Gone Mobile Vans. We're here at our shop in Costa Mesa, California. Behind me is a 2025 metallic blue high roof Transit. All-wheel drive, super killer van. I'd love to show it to you. All right guys, so right up front, this is a high roof all-wheel drive Transit. This has got the EcoBoost engine with 300 plus horsepower, 400 pound-feet of torque. Really a beast of an engine, 10-speed transmission, makes it driving this thing super smooth. We've got the black HID headlights up front. The black HID headlights are really a great look. You gotta order them with your van. You can't upgrade later, so make sure you do that when you're ordering your van. This van has the Quigley Q-Lift installed on it. So one of the dealerships that we work with are one of the approved installers for the Q-Lift. So a lot of our customers are getting the Q-Lift installed at their dealership before the vans are being delivered to us. This is a pretty cool option because you can wrap that cost up into the cost of your van, and it's covered by Ford's warranty, and the van gets delivered to us ready to go, so it's also a time saver. And if you really want to take it up a notch, the Q-Lift is the first step in adding to the van to allow us to add the Van Compass Stage 4 on top of that to get you a 4-inch lift and be able to run 285 tires. So once again, we think this is a perfect setup. We got the Bilstein struts up front. We got the Falcon Fast Adjust rear shocks from Van Compass in the rear. Really nice ride, but like I said, first step in going really big if you want to go that route as well. For wheels and tires on this van, the client opted to keep the stock black alloys from Ford. We think that's a fantastic option. They look really great in our opinion. We've got 245, 75, 16 Wild Peak AT4 tires wrapped around those wheels. Really nice setup, perfect for 90% of our clients. It looks good, it rides well, and it gives you some additional ground clearance, and it puts the van in the right proportions. So on the top of this van, we have the Flatline Van Company Safari Rack. This Safari Rack has got the drop front up there. That drop front is perfect for off-road driving lights. We have a 50-inch light bar from KC. This is the Titan light bar. It's got full amber and full bright white up there. Really fits the van perfectly and provides plenty of illumination at night if you're out on the trails. We've got a Fiamma F45S awning mounted to the side of it. That's the perfect awning for these vans in our opinion. We also have 2 solar panels up there for a total of 200 watts. There's more room up there if you want more solar. We just offer that as our standard package, but we can go more or less if you like. We also have a max fan, pneumatic cooling X2 AC unit, and a WeBoost antenna, and it's also ready to take the Starlink Mini once he gets here. So we mounted this WeBoost antenna to the Flatline Safari Rack. It's a really cool mount. It pivots down so you can fold it down flat against the rack while you're driving, and then you can put it up and extend it when you're in a location where you might need a cell boost. These are great for amplifying cell signals when you're out and about. If there is no cell service, you're still going to be out of luck, but if there's some cell service, this will absolutely help amplify it and allow you to make calls, send texts, things like that. This client also wants the Starlink Mini, so he's got a combination of things. Communication is really important for him, so we did our best to give him everything that he needed. So right below the awning, we've got a Rigid Industries scene light. We mount that light right underneath the awning so you can have plenty of illumination at night, even with the awning deployed. We've got a solid glass window on the slider. We think that's a fantastic setup. Most of these vans are coming that way. We'll change them if you want to, but otherwise most people go with that solid glass and it works perfect. We've got the Flare Space flare color matched to the metallic blue of this van. It looks really clean on this van. Gives you extra sleeping space so you can sleep sideways. It's got integrated bunk windows with bug screens. It's a perfect setup for sleeping. For side steps on this van, we went with our Luminous Touring side steps. We think these are fantastic. I really like them specifically for the amount of tread plate they give you. I feel really safe getting in and out of the van with these. There's no extra ridges or anything like that to catch your feet on it. It's also great for dogs. There's not a ton of room for them to get their claws stuck in there. So these are our go-to side steps for these vans. For additional scene lights on this rack, we have 2 20-watt scene lights on the driver's side of the roof rack, and we have 2 on the rear of the roof rack. So we've got illumination on the driver, rear, and passenger side from the roof rack. And all of the scene lights are controlled from the touchscreen EcoFlow controller, so it's super easy to turn those lights on and off. So on the rear of the van, we've got the Flatline Van Company tire carrier. This allows us to have a full-size spare on there. We also have on the passenger side the Flatline gear platform. We have their storage box mounted onto there. There's plenty of different storage boxes available, a slim box, a short box, a tall ski and snowboard box. You can also mount bike carriers, ski racks, whatever else you want on there. It's a bit of a choose your own adventure platform. We find it really useful. And last thing, we've got the Transit Off-Road rear HD bumper. So that replaces the stock plastic bumper and the trailer hitch that comes with the Transits, integrates them both together. Really super solid bumper, great to step on, feels really solid getting in and out of the van, and it's a class 4 hitch, so you can tow quite a bit. On the driver's side of the van, we got the color match flare. We also have the Flatline Van Company side ladder. We think the side ladder is the easiest way to get on and off these roof racks. We have a half slider window installed right behind the driver's seat. That opens up with a bug screen, gives you plenty of ventilation with the max fan inside. We think these are fantastic for giving you that fresh air feel inside. And we've got the last part of the aluminum side step to get in and out of the driver's seat really easy. All right guys, that's it for the exterior of this van. Let's take a look at the inside. Right up front, this van has got everything in the cockpit. It's got the keyless entry, it's got push to start so you don't have to break out your key to get in and out. It's got the 12-inch screen for your infotainment, navigation, all that sort of stuff. It also has the upfitter switches and a trailer brake controller as well. Cross traffic alerts, adaptive cruise control, everything that you need in this kind of van. So for our galley in this van, this is our 36-inch doorway galley that Lost Highway makes for us custom. It's got several features that aren't available for anywhere else. But one of our favorite things is our drop-down table. This is an external table in the galley. It's easy to set up. I make coffee here in the morning when we're camping. It's my favorite spot to do that. We also do a lot of cooking here. We've got an outlet for an induction cooktop or a coffee maker or blender, whatever you may need in this area. But super functional little area in this van right here. On the front of the galley, we've got our DR85 drawer style fridge. So super easy access from both outside the van and inside the van. It's got a great bit of storage in here, an additional shelf for other items, and a built-in freezer section. It's nice and cold in here. It'll make ice cubes. It'll keep your ice frozen, keep your ice cream frozen as well. I just got back from a 4-day camping trip. My wife and I had plenty of food in here, so it doesn't look like a huge fridge, but we made it 4 days, no problem, with plenty of fresh food in this area, or in the fridge. We've got our drawer up here. This is great for utensils, for cables, for charging your phones, cutting boards, whatever you need. Could be a little junk drawer as well. And we've got our 2 switches, one for the gray tank, which is underneath a sliding door. It's our 16-gallon gray tank, and this is for the water pump, so you can turn this on, so this will give you water pressure at your sink, your internal shower, and the rear shower. All right, some additional features on this galley are our charging area. So we've got USB-C ports here for some high-powered charging for phones, tablets, laptops. We also have a 12-volt port here, so if you have a different charging adapter, you can plug that in right there. And we've got a 110 outlet that also has USB-C high power ports as well. This is powered by the inverter. This is typically on all the time because this is DC powered, this is AC powered, but really functional. And last but not least, this is our new standard sink feature in these vans. Really nice cutting board with a faucet that folds down underneath it, so you have a nice full surface here, but easy to adjust, turn this however you like. Hot and cold here, mixing valve at the sink. Easy to tuck that back down and away and put the cutting board back in. Now you got a full work surface here. This is our new standard and people are really liking it. So for overhead storage in this van, we have our MOLLE panel that we have custom made for this location. We've also started 3D printing some small hooks, and these are a couple little samples here, so great for holding your hat or a jacket or a backpack. Really easy just to slide right onto the MOLLE panel. They're specific for the MOLLE panels, and they're a great little hook right there. We have overhead cabinets on this side of the van, so we have a 28-inch cabinet here. Super solid aluminum. This is where we have the internal component of the WeBoost system. So this is all powered by our normal power system, and the internal antenna is here. We're going to allow the client to decide where he wants to put that, but nice little clean setup for his WeBoost internal components. And then we've got another 52-inch cabinet here. Plenty of overhead storage for bedding, for clothes, whatever you need on this side. And we also have one additional cabinet over the galley on this side, another 28-inch cabinet. We have it wired with another 110 outlet up in here, so in the future, if this client wants to swap this cabinet out for a microwave cabinet, it's available, and or if he wants to charge something in here, at least it's pre-wired and ready to go for a microwave if this client ever wants to make a change. So the control panel for this van is right here. This is the EcoFlow Power Kit control console. This allows you to see all your information, so you can see the state of charge, you can see how much input is going in from either the alternator, from solar, and from shore power connection. Also your outputs here and your water tank sensor. Outputs are super easy to get to, so you can turn on and off ceiling lights, porch lights, driver's scene lights, Starlink, all these other options that you need. Water heater, turn on and off his WeBoost as well. We've got the AC circuits here, so the galley outlet, microwave area cabinet, also the rear D pillar where we also have another outlet is there. Super easy to turn these things on and off. And see the state of charge. We've got his two 5 kilowatt batteries for a total of 10 kilowatts, about 800 amp hours, 92%. It's solid power system for sure. Next to that is the controller for the S-bar heater. The S-bar is mounted underneath the passenger seat in this van, and it's connected to the fuel tank. So it runs off the gasoline of the van. It'll run for 24 hours on about a gallon of fuel, so really efficient. You can set the time that you'd like it to run and the temperature and hit it again, and it's gonna go ahead and run for that amount of time. I used it the other night, kept the van nice and toasty warm. Fantastic little heater. So this is our storage box and bench seat area. So overall 60 inches, plenty of space here to fit a couple of adults, maybe even more if you really want to get comfortable. Underneath this cushion, we've got full storage. This box is ready to go for whatever you need in here. We've got some of the additional window shades and the covers for the window shades in here. I have all sorts of gear in mine. I have fishing gear, I have camping gear, I've got camp chairs, really limited uses for this storage area right here, and it makes for a really nice comfortable spot. We've got our Lagoon table mounted to the box as well, so really easy to have this table here. Use it as a remote work surface, use it as additional prep space for cooking, use it for cocktails or cards here, playing with folks at the front as well. This can really be used by any of the 4 seats in this van. And then behind that is our toilet. So this is the wrap-on Trekker toilet. We build it into this toilet box from Lost Highway, so we do a bunch of modifications to allow this to work well together. This seat pops up. The toilet is right here. It's an electric toilet. It heat seals the waste clothes after each use, so it's super easy to use. It cuts off a small bag after each use. You can pitch it in the trash can at a convenient time. Super clean and hygienic, easy to use. You get about 50 uses per roll of film, and it doesn't take much for a couple minutes to replace the film and get going again if you need to. And then underneath, we've got some desiccant powder for the client. The waste just drops down into there, and we've got the flush button, the remote here, so super easy to use. Push the button, takes about 90 seconds to take care of things. Couldn't be an easier toilet setup in this van. So in addition to the heater in this van, we also have cooling options. So we've got a max fan right up in the front location. This thing is fantastic for keeping air moving in the van. Keep a bunk window open or keep the front windows open here. You get a nice breeze. So it's a fantastic option. I like using it at night, even when it's cold outside, just to help keep some air movement. Moving a little bit farther back, we've got the Pneumatic Cooling X2 AC unit. So this is a really nice flat surface here. It doesn't protrude into the van, which is kind of cool. Easy to access control panel right from here, or the remote over the galley sink right there, so you can access it from in bed or from other parts of the van. And then we have our Scirocco fan on the back of this cabinet here. This sucker moves around, adjusts in any direction that you like. It's got 3 speeds, low, medium, and high. Really fantastic for getting some air movement also at night, or if it's hot and you don't want to run the AC unit, just having some air moving is fantastic. So love these little fans. Easy to store and put away when you're done, and it locks into place so it doesn't rattle or move around on you. So here we are standing at our queen size bed in this van. So with the flares, we're able to get an 80-inch bed this direction, 60 inches this way. It's really a queen size bed, 5-inch memory foam, super comfortable. I sleep like a champ in this area, and I'm 6'3". I got no problem sleeping here. When you're ready to get this out of the way and you want to be able to have access to the full length of the van, the mattress is tri-folded. We have these custom made to our dimensions. This just folds up out of the way, and this gives us now access to our bed panels. These are all hinged, easy to flip up. Use a bungee here and hook it up to our L-track up there. You could also hang some bags from that L-track or other gear that you may want to be able to use in that location, but this is a super simple way to have our Murphy bed panels flip up and get out of the way. This gives you now full access to the rest of the van. So easy access to all the storage in this side of the van, which is plenty. All the power system down here, 10 kilowatts of power all underneath this side. And it gives you access to your internal shower. So this is the Tetravan shower. This folds down, flips down out of the way. We've got our shower wand here, mixer valve, hot and cold, our shower curtain magnets to this frame, and then hangs from hooks in the ceiling, so you got a nice spacious indoor shower when you need it. And the best thing about this shower, honestly, is the fact that it just disappears. So when you don't need it, it's up and out of the way. It doesn't take up any space. It doesn't take up this big massive space that is ruining the rest of the flow of the van by having a shower that you don't use as often as you think you do. So really fantastic option, but it gets up and out of the way. That's the best thing about it, is that it just disappears. So this is the power distribution panel for the EcoFlow power kit. So we have a 10 kilowatt system in here, 800 amp hours. It's a ton of capacity. This is the power distribution panel. So we've got our main AC circuits for the D-pillar, microwave, galley outlets, and the main breaker. We also have all of the DC fuses here for ceiling lights, porch lights. Everything is super easy to access, easy to see if a fuse needs to be replaced or if a circuit breaker has popped. So super easy access in this location. Panel just pops right back on. And here, this is the power box. So this is the power hub here that handles all the inputs and outputs, has the built-in inverter, all the charge controllers for shore power, solar, and alternator charging. We also have a built-in compressor that is powered right by the power system as well, so you don't have to have the van running to be able to use the compressor. This hose will reach all 4 tires, super easy as well. And I'll just give you an example of like how well this power system works. Just got back from 4 nights. My wife and I used a hot water heater, we used air heater, we used the air conditioner even, fan, plumbing, all that sort of stuff for 4 nights, refrigerator running the whole time, fan running the whole time. When we were done, we were at 71% before we hit the road to head back home. So 4 nights, 30% of the power system, and we used everything. So Starlink was on the whole time as well. So really, this is a ton of capacity. And you know, when I mentioned we only have 200 watts of solar up there, that's totally fine. You can add more, there's room up there, but it's always a compromise, like how much space you want to use for solar, how much space you want to use for other things, for storage, for hanging out on the roof rack. So if you want more solar, no problem. You want less solar or no solar, no problem as well, because the alternator does the heavy lifting of the charging anyways. So the majority of your charging happens while you're driving. We also have shore power if you're at a campsite or a driveway. So 200 watts of solar may seem like not enough. It's totally adequate to keep things running in here, refrigerator going all the time. I haven't turned my fridge off in over a year, and I drive really a mile to and from the shop. So solar does its job, and 200 watts is adequate. Water side of the van here, we've got a 24-gallon wheel well water tank inside here, all easy access plumbing. This is the water panel here, so really easy to access. Plumbing here, this is where you'll fill up your water, your 24-gallon tank here. We've got our mixer valve and shower valve for outside, so you can turn this on and off, have hot water out the back as well. I used this 3 times on my camping trip the other night. And this is our controller for the hot water heater. So right now it's at 79 degrees. I just turned it on, but you can adjust the temperature that you want it to be at. And so you have a set temperature. We typically keep it right around 130. It'll get nice and hot, and it won't take that long on a day like today to get up to 130 degrees. That's really hot water, so then you can use the mixer valve to mix it with cold water from the tank to get a great shower out of this. Clean little setup, easy to access. This is also turned on and off by the console up front, so you don't really need to do this. You can set this and forget it, and then turn it on and off from the console up front. When you're done with your shower, turn the mixer valve off. Make sure you empty the hose so it's not under pressure the whole time, and then this just folds back away. Tucks inside, and you're off to the races. All right, guys, that's it for this tour of this 2025 high roof metallic blue Transit. We think we turned it into an awesome adventure van, plenty of capabilities, power, water, communication. Really happy with how it turned out. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to our channel. If you'd like a van like this, please reach out. I hope to see you on the next video.